and Josiah had a hand in inventing this machine. And again, this is the machine that creates those two pattern effects. So he would have his item, he would make it use white jasper clay, put it in that additional slip, and it would be coloured. So it's fully coloured. What you would do is you would get that fully coloured vase, teapot, whatever it may be, and attach it just onto the end here. There would be a blade that comes up here and that stays fixed in place. That does not move. Okay. And your blade would be depending on the size of your item. Teapot smaller, vase bigger. What powers the machine is this wooden wheel here. There is no electricity. And there'd be a rope from here all the way round to this part here, and this is what connects the two together. What Josiah would then do would be adjust the cogs and the bolts here, and then this cog will move forward up against the vase. But because it's on a cog system, when you actually release the wheel and it starts to spin, the cogs will then move. So the vase comes up against the blade, breaks some play off, goes back on that cog, misses a bit, comes forward on the next cog, scrapes a bit off, and floats back. And it again, revolutionised. I was very lucky, I had a mechanical engineer on my call, I think it was it last week or the week before, and he worked in this sort of industry, and he even said, I can see how modern machinery has taken examples from things like this. So it really is incredible, and what he was able to achieve in his lifetime with his jasper clay, with his lathe, with everything that he was able to do. What we're going to do now is we're going to head up to the factory floor. What I'll just invite you to have a quick do is just have a quick look at this model just behind us here. This is Josiah's Victoria factory. This is where we're very lucky. We've probably got, we've got 3 copies here on display. So we've got this one here, the first one. This is Josiah's own personal copy, the one he chose to keep for himself. And then we've got a copy here and a copy just in the cabinet as well. But the third one in the cabinet here, Josiah's given us a copy as well. Okay. But how did it get to this point? Well, I am saying copy because, contrary to popular belief, it's not a Josiah original creation. It's based on an ancient Roman glass cameo vase, which is still on display now in the Great British Museum down in London. But it was purchased by the Portland family. Josiah was friends with the Duke of Portland and actually asked to lend the glass vase off him for a year because he wanted to recreate the vases in his newly formed jasper clay. And I think he thought it was going to be a bit more of a straightforward process. But as you can see from the top copies here, it didn't go quite smoothly. You've got one where it's burnt all the way through, one where the figures have fallen off. Okay, so we had to keep tinkering with the experiment to get it. After a year, he gave the glass vase back, and it wasn't for another further 3 years that he finally got a PD perfect copy. In order to enhance the perfect copy, because it was based off the glass vase, he wanted it. Obviously, you can't make clay see-through, but he wanted to give that illusion. So you can see from the wax moulds, he would work his figures really finely, and then what he would do on top is he would get his liquid split jasper clay. And if you look on Cupid's wings and on the trees, he would paint on shadowing underneath. So if you move, it kind of looks like you can see through the bars. And it is the perfect copy, which always then people question, is it because the handles are asymmetrical? But no, it's done entirely on purpose, because the handles on the glass vase are asymmetrical. It was one of the ideas that Josiah toyed with when creating this vase, to correct the handles. But he chose not to. He wanted the perfect copy of the
要嚟示範試下嘅嗰啲係嗰啲圍啊，
佢所以有number喺度，有number喺度咁樣
啊，因為佢係最出名就係呢個叫做 Jasper Clay。
4 years in order to make his jasper clay, so a really long period of time. Okay. It's still a very secret recipe.
呢個係秘方嚟嘅，同埋。
Exactly what goes into making it. Unfortunately, I'm not on that pay grade to know the exact recipe. So what I do know is that we get, currently we've got our pure white clay, so we can get it dust and Cornwall. we'll add in a stone powder that also makes it naturally water and food safe. Okay? So it doesn't require a glaze unlike other traditional ceramics. Okay? And then it will be the colour or the oxide that you add in to get that iconic Jasperware colour. So if you want in blue, you'd add in cobalt, green, you'd add in copper, black, you'd
多
add
數
in
係用啲
manganese.
白嘅泥，加啲另外
And
啲
what
粉
you'll
落
notice
去，
on
然
Joe's
後佢哋
Irish
就想
trials,
想要咩色
each
佢
one
就
has a different
呢啲色加，可以係我聽你講。
所以佢有 number 咁樣喺度編住喺
呢啲
度。
就係佢好佢嘅好出名嗰啲嘅色咧，藍色、白色。因為你一陣睇咧，佢係全部係藍色，咁樣有白色或者係白色、黃色，
所以
一兩個色，呢個係佢嘅特種特點嚟嘅。
即係最初咧就用白色，
呢個叫做佢呢個T 就叫做
tip
Jasper
top biscuit oven, so he was firing those right at the top. So he would fire in different bits